first tonight, the oh-so-pious journalists and the mob and the media, and, of course, their close friends. They are the willing allies and press secretaries for the Democratic Party. They are living in an alternate reality. Let's give you Exhibit A. Hillary Clinton. We all know. James Comey admitted it. She mishandled troves of top-secret classified material. She attempted to cover it up. That's the 30,000 emails they had. She destroyed 33,000 other emails that were subpoenaed during an ongoing investigation. Hillary, a Democrat, she was never raided. She was never charged with a crime. And now, of course, lacking any and all self-awareness, which is typical of all things Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton, my little pumpkin, is calling the allegations against Trump beyond anything she has ever thought possible in this country. You sure about this, Hillary? Take a look.
Their efforts to defend this man are truly beyond anything that I ever thought possible in our country. I mean, it is so profoundly disturbing how this could have been the break. This could have been the opportunity to say, you know, thank you so much for everything you've done for us. We really appreciate it, you know. But this is kind of serious, and so we're not going to, you know, continue to defend you. But no, they're all in again. That's what the psychology of this is so hard for me to fully grasp.
Psychology of her is hard to grasp. Remember, they believe that our foreign toughest adversaries saw in real time what was on her servers. They know people that did not have classification status were looking at her top secret classified materials. Hillary is delusional, but luckily she's never going to be president. She should have been locked up if this is the standard for Donald Trump on steroids. On ABC, a former top aide to Bill Clinton, Georgie Stephanopoulos, who's pretending to be a journalist. He's not. He's a talk show host. He's a partisan hack, and he acts like a journalist on ABC. He's not one. And he doesn't seem to understand why Hillary Clinton is relevant to the ongoing case against Donald Trump. Well, over the weekend, Senator Lindsey Graham schooled him and helped educate ABC's, quote, top journalist. Take a look at this.
Donald Trump has said repeatedly that he did nothing wrong. Do you believe that?
Well, here's what I believe. We live in an America where if you're the Democratic candidate for president, Hillary Clinton, Secretary of State, you can set up a private server in your basement to conduct government business. And when an investigation is had about your activity, no, let me finish.
But you didn't answer the question.
That was ridiculous. Well, yeah, I'm trying to answer the question from a Republican point of view. That may not be acceptable on this show. Yes, I don't like what President Trump did in certain aspects. I don't like that Joe Biden had classified information on the garage. I don't like that Mike Pence carelessly took classified information. I don't like any of that. But what I don't like is a system in America where the Secretary of State, who's a Democratic candidate for president, has people take a hammer to social media devices and break them apart, apply bleach bit to a hard drive to erase emails, allow classified information to get on a felon's computer, Anthony Weiner. You haven't even mentioned that. Most Republicans believe we live in a country where Hillary Clinton did very similar things and nothing happened to her. President Trump will have his day in court, but espionage charges are absolutely ridiculous.
Wow, big moment. Lindsey Graham will be here tonight. The new favorite word of the liberal media mob and the Democrat, whoa, it's called whataboutism. Well, what about Hillary? What about Joe Biden? Well, what about them? Do we have equal application of our laws and equal justice under the law? Because it's the very core of what we believe to be a constitutional two-tiered system of justice. But now we live in an America where there's one standard for Democrats, another for Donald Trump, another for conservatives. It is a blatant government abuse of power. The FBI's politicized, the DOJ's weaponized, and the media mob, they only care to support the Democrats regardless of what the facts say or the double standard involved. You want to speak truth to power? That disappears on all things fake news, CNN and MSDNC and the New York Times and the Washington Post and ABC, NBC, CBS, especially when the feds are protecting Democrats and targeting Republicans. America's self-proclaimed journalists, they are gutless, they are partisans, They're not journalists. They pretend to own the truth, but refuse to hear any perspective that just doesn't validate their own left-wing fantasies. Take a look.
That's the picture over your brilliant words. We don't need to see that anymore. We know where he is.
This case isn't going to be settled legally in a cafe. It's going to be settled in the court based on the facts and law.
The folks in the control room, I don't need to see any more of that. He's trying to turn this in. He's trying to turn it into a spectacle, into a campaign ad. That's enough of that.
We do not intend to carry these remarks live. As we have said before in these circumstances, there is a cost to us as a news organization to knowingly broadcast untrue things.
I mean, all the lies that she told about Russia and collusion, talking about truth, pretty laughable. After all, the NBC News host is a devout tinfoil hat conspiracy theorist in her own way, card-carrying member of the Russia collusion cult. In fact, for several years, she and many of her media mob friends were breathlessly pushing nothing but lie after lie after lie, day after day, week after week, month after month for 3 long years. A complete hoax. Read the Durham report. Driven by nothing but rage, partisanship, stupidity, they lied to their viewers every single night. Here's a small reminder.
He's afraid of the president of Russia.
Why?
Well, I think one can speculate as to why. That the Russians may have something on him personally that they could always roll out and make his life more difficult.
This past weekend is illustrative of what a great case officer Vladimir Putin is. He knows how to handle an asset, and that's what he's doing with the president.
No major thing from the dossier has been conclusively disproven.
You know, I think we're going to actually have to stop calling it the infamous dossier. Increasingly, it's the accurate dossier. Increasingly, it's the damning dossier.
Not one word has been disproven. In fact, a lot of it turned out to be right on the money.
It hasn't been discredited. In fact, it's been the opposite. It's been corroborated.
Really?
Yes.
Really? Oh, okay.
Your intel community. Your intel community has corroborated all of the details in their.
After spending years obsessing over a Russia hoax that never happened, and according to Durham, that investigation, Crossfire Hurricane, never should have been open. And other anti-Trump endeavors, can you guess how much time that these very same people devoted to the foreign bribery allegations against President Biden and his son Hunter? Well, on June 8th, when both the Trump indictment and Biden bribery story broke, guess what? ABC, CBS, NBC, they devoted a whopping 291 minutes to Trump's indictment and 0 minutes to the Biden bribery allegations, not one single minute. Oddly enough, the FBI doesn't seem interested in these allegations either. Now, think about the credible FBI source. By the way, the FBI deemed the source of this 1023 so credible, the FBI had previously paid this person hundreds of thousands of dollars for intel, and now this person is accusing Biden of accepting a $5 million foreign bribe as vice president in exchange for a policy decision. I guess his credentials go out the window. The source claiming that a Burisma executive has 17 separate recording of phone calls, 15 with Hunter, 2 with then Vice President Joe Biden, backing up his allegations, and the tapes were made as, quote, an insurance policy. That would mean your president's compromised. And yet the FBI seemingly doing it all they can do to obstruct lawmakers like James Comer and Jim Jordan from investigating these claims. And needless to say, yesterday on Capitol Hill, the FBI's deputy director, not exactly forthcoming, and he got an earful from Senator Ted Cruz. Take a look.
The informant alleges that President Biden and his family members engaged in a $5 million bribery scheme during his time as vice president. Deputy Director Abadi, is it true that the FBI has a report making those allegations?
I'm not going to comment on that, Senator.
And why is that?
I'm just not going to comment on information we received, investigations.
Do you owe an obligation to the American people to be candid about evidence of corruption by the President of the United States?
This is an area that I'm not going to get into with you, Senator.
Well, I understand you don't want to, and that's why people are mad at the FBI, because you're stonewalling and covering up serious allegations of evidence of corruption from the president.
Does that inspire confidence? No, it does not. That's why more people now do not trust the FBI, according to a new Rasmussen poll. Meanwhile, the feds are only getting started with Donald Trump. Reports now they want even more charges out of Washington, D.C., and maybe New Jersey, and then, of course, Georgia. Is it ever going to stop? But as of now, even Hunter, he's a free man. They'd had his laptop from hell since 2019. No charges. And there's a lot of crimes right there on the laptop. Take a look at it. And our overtly now abusively biased justice system, it is broken beyond belief. If left unchecked, it will destroy the fabric of our country. We might as well shred our Constitution and say bye-bye American pie, because you have, all these people, these ivory tower Democrats and their media mob don't seem to care. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.